Respected Professor Vyas, Professor Veera Raghavan, Professor Jitendra Mohan, Dr. Chauhan, and Professor Sharma, and distinguished delegates. We all know that spiritual traditions have realized the importance, that is how to maintain spiritual health. But the humans did not consider it at all. To support this notion, I would like to narrate the communication which occurred between the two souls, that is Prophet Muhammad and Bedouin. Once Bedouin asked to Prophet Muhammad what one should do after prayer. Prophet Muhammad replied, "Pray for your well-being." Again he asked the same, what one should do after prayer? Again he replied the same, "Pray for your well-being." He did this conversation held for the 3 times, and the response as well as the question was the same. To support this, I would like to say that there is also in hadith, no supplication is more pleasing than request for a good health. Similarly, the Prophet Muhammad Dawood alayhi salam, which is quoted in the WHO document published by the Amman Declaration, where the concept of spiritual health was linked, that spirituality, it is a spiritual health, it is a hidden kingdom. It is an invisible luxury. So this, I also hold the same opinion. To me, spiritual health is the sign of interior beauty. It is the sign of moral beauty. So of course, spirituality, it involves a dimension of human experience, and it has potential benefits to social, mental, emotional, as well as spiritual health. So besides, I also added 2 more dimensions in the perspective of holistic health, that I did one study in Malaysia. Those dimensions are societal health, because sometimes social health is maybe more personal. Societal health, how much we contribute for the society, that is the real happiness. Similarly, emotional health, these dimensions are to be added. In healthcare, as far as the spirituality is concerned, it may be defined variously. If you go through the literature, you will find hundreds of studies are there. Spirituality is being linked with the healthcare, it is linked with the workplace, it is linked with the business, it is linked with the self-care. So many ways. So in the healthcare, it can be defined, or it can be identifying with experiencing a meaning of life or purpose in life together with a sense of belonging. It is about integration of wholeness through self-care intervention. As Professor Sharma has pointed out, spiritual life, it is basically an eternal journey of exploration and development. So it has there is a direct, you may say, relationship exists between spirituality and health. So as the Fisher defines spiritual health or well-being as a fundamental dimension of people's overall health and well-being, permeating and integrating all other dimensions of health, that is physical, mental, and emotional. To me, spiritual health characterizes the growth of a believer in the fruit of the Spirit. A person who is spiritually healthy, he would be more loving, joyful, more peace-loving, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance, righteousness and truth. A number of positive virtues are linked with your spiritual health. So it includes all the effort spent on achieving optimal physical health. Body, mind, and spirit are connected. The health of any of these elements seem to affect the health of others. If our body is being affected, definitely it will affect our mind as well as the spirit also. Because in the average man, thousands of disturbing thoughts occurs in our mind. But we do not know how to deplete those sources. So in this respect, there are basically two major spiritual exercises, what I called as a prayer and meditation, which have a limitless spiritual resources towards the fulfillment in life. These have unlimited power to develop spiritual strength which lies within it. These spiritual exercises keep one's heart and mind and completely on the right track. These exercises develop spiritual discipline and connection to God. Spiritual discipline, what I mean, discipline of the body, discipline of the mind, discipline of the heart, and discipline of enduring personal and social relationships. This what I consider that spiritual discipline includes. Now the question, how can we improve our spiritual health? So of course for this purpose, what I suggest is that we should identify things in our life that gives a sense of inner peace, comfort, strength, love and connection. So in this respect, say for example, mortification may be one of the means through which we can improve our health. Set aside times every day to do things that help you spiritually. These may include community services, volunteer work, praying, meditating, singing devotional songs, reading inspirational books, taking nature walks, having quiet time for thinking, doing yoga, playing a sport or attending religious services. So there are components of spiritual health care intervention. So now the question of what is needed for the maintenance of spiritual health. The first one is an environment for purposeful activities such as creative art, meditation and enjoying nature. To develop a feeling of belonging and unity with self and others. Say for example, when we do prayer, so basically we develop a kind of the vertical kind of the spirituality when we surrender before the God. Similarly, when we interact with each other, we develop the horizontal kind of the spirituality. Having time to express feeling of gratitude to God. To develop a relationship with God or the Absolute, a solitary place to pray or worship in order to explore spiritual matters, encouragement in deepening faith and feeling universally corrected. At the personal level, I observed the following benefits of good quality spiritual care. It improves self-control and self-esteem, faster and easier recovery, achieved through both promoting the healthy grieving loss and maximizing personal potential. It improves relationship with self, others and with God or nature. It gives a new sense of meaning, resulting in awakening of hope and peace of mind. It enables people to accept and live with problems not yet resolved. It develops spiritual virtues such as patience, temperance, love, virtue. How to recognize and assess the spiritual aspect of a person. So there are two major aspects are there. So what helpful inner personal resources can be encouraged? What external supports from the community or faith traditions are available? It means every individual has his own personal stance. The only thing which matters is to recognize or awaken those strengths. Spiritual practices and remedy. It may range from the religious to secular, participating in community-based activities, ritual and symbolic practices, other forms of worship, pilgrimage and retreats, meditation and prayer, reading scriptures or holy book, sacred music, acts of compassion, deep reflection, contemplation, yoga, tai chi, reiki and spiritual discipline practices, engaging with enjoying nature, contemplative reading, appreciation of the arts and engaging in creative activities, maintaining stable family relationship and friendship, group or team sports. And there are certain spiritual values that also helps in fostering or developing spiritual health. That is to say, one should have a more patience and perseverance, honesty or kindness attitude. And there I also discussed number of spiritual skills that include how it can be self-reflective, honest, and how we can be more learning to give without feeling drained. So at the end, I would like to conclude that spirituality is a deeply personal matter. People are encouraged to discover what works best for you. A routine daily practice involving 3 elements can be more helpful: regular quiet time, appropriate study of religious and or spiritual material, engaging in supportive friendship with others, sharing similar spiritual and or religious matters and aspirations. Looking toward the future, there is a need to conduct more studies that examine the ways positive psychological states, including those that may occur in the prayer or meditation, may be associated with positive health outcomes. We are also interested in finding out more about the health enhancing effects that occur for persons who are able to experience serenity, positive meaning, personal growth when confronted with challenge such as daily hassles, stress or spiritual diseases like envy, jealousy, hatred, etc. So this spirituality, it is the inner dimension which helps in developing healthy personality and suggests the ways to people how to maintain spiritual health and discipline through practices. Ever since the revolution, human beings have found answers for their intellectual problems, cures for their spiritual diseases and models for their behavior in the holy books and scriptures. Thank you very much.